Well, it was a grim night here in Commerce City, Colorado, as the Whitecaps fall 2-0 to the Colorado Rapids. Now, granted, it was the end of a long road trip here for the Caps. And Colorado, pretty good team this year, second overall and undefeated at home, 8-0-3, 9-0-3 now. But certainly that does not excuse the performance tonight from Vancouver. It was dire here in Denver, and some big concerns now, certainly for Vancouver. They're clinging to that last playoff spot in the West for what it's worth, but that could all change on Sunday as the Portland Timbers play. Three talking points from tonight's game. We'll start at the back with David Edgar. He made his MLS debut tonight. There was some hope that the Canadian international could help settle things down at the back, add some leadership, add some communication, stop the goals from pouring into their own net. The Caps have been very poor and porous defensively this year, but that did not happen tonight. Some mistakes again at the back. Edgar standing around on the first goal, didn't look great on the second goal either. That right side for Vancouver just did not feel right all night, right from the word go. Tim Parker started it right back as Robinson put Edgar in at center back next to Waston. It just was a rough night for both Edgar and Parker. They were picked on by Hairston, in particular down that wing and down that channel, and the first goal came from there. Second goal, also multiple guys certainly at fault on that. So that's a little bit of a concern, as it was hoped Edgar could make an instant impact, but he is coming from Europe, where of course he's had his off-season break, and you always have to be concerned about these mid-season signings. How quickly can they settle? Judging on tonight, it might take him a little while, and the Caps certainly don't have a ton of time to play with. The other talking point tonight, Pedro Morales continues to struggle. He started the season very well for about 6, 7, 8 games, but has really had a rough go since then. Apparently he's struggling with some knee injuries, but he just looks like a shell of himself out there. He's not passing well at all. You can see he's trying hard defensively, but that's not really what the Caps need out of him. They need him to run the show, and he's not doing that. Tonight he started in the number 10 position, looked frustrated a lot. Nothing was working. Caps weren't linking up at all tonight, couldn't generate a shot on target. And of course, being the DP, the spotlight's going to fall on you. Morales just hasn't delivered these last few months. They've tried him out wide. They've tried him as a deep line playmaker, now as the 10 tonight, but they have other guys outperforming him in those positions. Nicholas Mosqueda has been the better number 10. Andrew Jacobson has been better alongside Matthias Laba. So, you know, what to do with Pedro? The answer right now might be to have him on the bench to start games. Will Carl Robinson do that with his highest paid player? You know, we'll have to follow that one. Certainly it will be interesting to see. But they either need a lot more out of him, or they need to try something different. And the other talking point tonight really is just where to go from here. You know, what next for Vancouver? They have to turn things around. They have 2 wins in 11. The transfer window was closed now. They brought in Giles Barnes tonight, who was barely in this game. You know, can they play him up top with Kudo? Will that be a good combination? Can they play him in that 10 role behind Kudo? Do they look at him out wide? You know, certainly you can't judge Barnes on one game, and I think he is a decent addition, but we didn't see much of him at all tonight. He wasn't involved. Really, the Caps didn't have much of the ball until they were down 2-0. Certainly didn't do much with the ball until they were down 2-0, and Colorado gave them some space. So free agent signings, you can still make those until the roster frees in September, so perhaps that's an option. Maybe the Caps still have some moves to come, but really, I think it just comes down to every individual player really has to play a lot better. And Carl Robinson has to figure out how to fit these puzzle pieces together. He has not done that yet this season. Chemistry just hasn't been there. The combinations don't seem right. So, you know, on paper, this is still an okay team, a better than okay team. It's a decent team on paper. So can Robinson tinker a little bit, whether it's, you know, less with formation, but just with personnel? And can he try and find a way out of this slump through who he starts and who he plays them with on the field? We will see. Again, at home, Friday, San Jose. Big game now for Vancouver. San Jose, one of the teams chasing them for that final playoff spot.